Hello everyone, thank you for joining me. Today we will be painting our wild strawberry watercolor project. Those of you who purchased from me the kit, you have inside the option of the circle card. You have also the brush and the palette of colors that you will need for this project. If you didn't purchase the kit, no problem. You can use any watercolor paper you have on hand, your favorite brush and your watercolors that you like. This project is a freehand, there is no outline, and I will be showing you some techniques for this project and give you some general guidelines. So let's start. So when we start painting, we choose the rough side of the watercolor paper. It has two sides. One side is smooth, the other side is a little bit rough. I like the rough side because it has a little bit more texture to it, so it's more interesting on the finished project. But you can experiment and try both sides, the smooth and the rough. Those of you who have the kit, you will have the circle card. If you don't have the kit, no problem, just make a circle on any watercolor paper that you have on hand, and that will be the place for your project. I will start with general lines. I will make a line across the circle. I will add a couple of lines for the big leaves. You don't have to do it if you don't like the look. I like it, so I will just add a couple of big leaves. Now when you draw with your pencil, try to make very light lines, because if it will be harsh, strong line, it might seem through the watercolors, because they have a little bit light structure to them, so you might see the pencil through. I will place a couple of stems for the berries. Now berries, you can decide how big do you want to make them. You can make them bigger, you can make them smaller, very general lines. I will add a little stem for a little strawberry, and I will add a couple of little flowers. It's nothing sophisticated, just the middle and 5 petals. The side, you also can decide how big you want to make the flowers. Just they have to be of course in the relation to the berries, because I think wild strawberry flowers are not too big, so you see what works for you the best here with the size. And here are the general lines for this project. I want to add also a couple of places on the berries which will be a bit like lighter spots. Now in watercolors, we don't have really white watercolor. There is something which calls white ink, so with this ink you can fix or add some little details. But if you want to make a light place on your picture, the watercolors, you just avoid the place and leave the white background paper to look through. So we will start. First step will be the background for the picture. I wet my brush and I make the edge of the round a bit wet with clear water. I will make it on one side of the stem, and then I will move to the other. I will take my green and I will start painting the edge. Now I want to have the darkest value at the edge of the circle and then the lightest in the middle. So I will pull the paint from the edge towards the middle of the picture. Now I will do it with the wet brush, and you just pull. If you feel that it's a little bit dry, wet the place with clean water and add a little bit of pigment. Okay, I want to make it nice and dark at the edge and light towards the berries. Try not to go over the lines of the berries and the flowers. Try to make the lightest value around the lightest parts of the picture, which is the flowers, because we want them to be nice and whitish. Okay, so you leave the darkest at the edge and then pull towards the middle. Okay, here I want to have it really light. Now the watercolor is made out of pressed cotton, good watercolor paper, so it can tolerate a lot of water, but sometimes when you overwork one place, it starts to be a little bit tired. You start to see small pieces coming off the paper, so just let this place to rest, let it dry, and then come back later to this place to work. Now I will do the same on the other side. Okay, I will add some nice green grass color. These colors you have in your kit, but if you didn't purchase the kit, no problem, you can use any green that looks nice to you. Okay, let's put it towards the, pull it towards the center. Okay, so I made my background, I filled it in, I try to keep away from the lines. Okay, now I want to give it a bit of time to rest, because anything we start to paint, like the berries, they might bleed, and the red can bleed into the green because it's all will be too much water around. Now my big leaves, again I just wet the place with clean water. Okay, and I add nice rich color, this very nice green, grass green color. I don't want to look, that my leaves will look flat, so I will make different values through the leaf. Some places I will leave lighter, and some places I will add a little bit. The watercolors, the more you add from the pigment, the more vibrant is the color. Okay, so if it dries and you see that you need a little bit darker value to your painting, you just add again another layer. Okay, so I will give my leaves to rest a little bit, and then I will work on them a little bit more. Okay, now I will go into the berries. I will start with wetting the middle of the berry. I try to avoid the places that I left for the light reflection. I wet with clean water, and now I will add the red color. Now, but if it happens to you, watercolor is very easy to pick up with just clean water. It might be that this one will stay there, so what I will do, I will just add a little bit of green shadow later on. So I will just, or maybe I will make my berry a little bit bigger. I'll see how I will solve this mistake. But for now, and I see that this went also a little bit on the... Okay, let's start over. So I try to avoid the pencil that I placed here for light reflection, and I add my red color in the middle of the berry. Now I want to make this side of the berry a bit darker, and I want to incorporate their different colors. So I have like more magenta color. I will add this darker value of magenta color in the side here, and I have also a yellow that I would like to put somewhere, and I think I will just make a little drop of yellow in the middle of the berry. What I like about watercolors that you just give it a little bit of path, so wet the path and then drip the pigment, and the color will find its way and make the beautiful texture to your painting by itself actually. And once you let it dry, you will be amazed. That's one of the reasons why I like so much watercolors, because although they have the life of their own, it's very hard to control this medium. Okay, I decided to make here bigger the berry, so to hide the mistake. So the watercolors, it's very hard to control, but I think that because it's so unpredictable, the result is very surprising most of the times and very satisfying. Now I don't want to make my edge of the berry very straight line, because they have this little bumps all over. So it's totally okay if it's not really straight but a little bit wobbly. Okay. Now I have here, so at the connection of the stem we will have these little leaves, the green leaves. So I want to leave this area a little bit lighter because I want the green to be seen through. So I will just pull whatever paint is here on the side. Just pull it a little bit, and we will let it dry. Once we will add the leaves, this little crown for the berry, then we will see if we have to add a little bit more paint, a little bit more value to the berry. Now I will let it dry. I gave it a rest, and now I will add yellow for the little berry, and the same yellow I will put for the middle of the flowers. So as you can see, it's already dry and it's not so strong color, so I would like to add a little bit more paint to it to have it a bit more vibrant, a bit darker. So that's what I'm doing. Here we go. Okay, my leaves are dry, and I would like to make a bit more, give it a little bit more life to this leaf. So what I will do, I will make a dry brush technique. I take paint on my brush, and I don't make it too wet, I just leave on the paper whatever paint I have on my brush, you see? So it's leaving a little bit more. You can see through the first layer. And also when you make a dry brush technique, you can hear how it's scratching the paper. Okay, here you can see it better on this side. But now the leaves don't have really, the strawberry, they don't have really this straight line, so I will add little spikes. And I'll do it just if adding a bit of, oops, wrong direction, sorry. Just little strokes like this to the side of the leaf. Here we go. Next step will be the stem. For the stem I have this nice little brownish color. I will start with just thin line. And I will add a little bit more to it. Be careful if your little strawberry, it still might be wet. So I added brown line. And now I want to make it a little bit more volume, so I will take a darker, a bit more of pigment on the brush and just add an extra line next to the first one with darker color. There we go. Now, with whatever left on the brush, I will turn my picture and I want to show the petals of the flower, but I really want to make it very, very light brown. That's why I'm not taking more paint on my brush, but just whatever left on the brush from the making the stem. And you can see on the picture it has little dots here. So what I will do, I will take more brown and I will just add spots on the edge. Okay. Once the middle of the flowers will be dry, I will add more. Now this white which I left for the reflection, it's a little bit too bright for me, so what I will do, I wet my brush, dry it a little bit and just pull all over. So just a little bit of paint, like the pinkish one will go over, but that's okay. Also I can see the pencil through, so I'll try to cover it because it doesn't look good to me if I can see the pencil. Just cover it a little bit more with paint and pull the, so we will not have this very strong line. I'll just pull it. Okay, here we go. Okay, now we can make the crown. I take the green, and to make it I just pull, I hold my brush pointing down, put it and pull. Don't overthink it, okay? Just pull different directions and create this cute little crown. Here we go. Next one. Okay. Now the little one is still wet, so I want to add a bit more dots here on the flower around the yellow. Okay. Now for me these lines are a little bit too strong. I will try to blend them. Let's see if I will succeed. Really just very slightly, so it won't be very visible, like very obvious lines. Okay, so I see I don't succeed so much because it's already dry, so maybe I will just go by the negative space and I will just paint around with the green. And that helped a little bit, right? Okay. Now I want to add also some brown into the crown, so I will take a brown color what I used for stem, and I will pull a little bit here and there, just a few lines. So you can see the direction as I'm putting my brush in the middle and pull it out, okay? Okay. I will add a little bit of green to the stem. Okay. Once the yellow berry dry, I will take my brown and I will finish with the little details here, those little seeds that the berry has. And I also have to still to make the crown for the little one. There we go. Okay. Now for the details, I will finish my berries, the seeds. I will take this magenta darker color. You can take also darker brown and just place the seeds all over the berry. This will be our less touch, less detail. Okay. Oops, too much. Okay, we will fix it. Okay, once I'm done with the details, you can give it a look. Give your eyes to rest a little bit before you look at your finished picture, and then you can see if you miss somewhere some detail, or you want to add some more paint somewhere. Okay, now I have to fix the little one. Okay. Maybe I will give a little bit of strokes here. Brownish color. There you go. Okay. Okay, so after we are looking at the picture and we see that we made most of the details and we are satisfied, I see one more thing missing, like a little leaf for the sake of composition. To make it a little bit more interesting, I would add another little leaf, maybe here. Very freestyle. And another small couple of them maybe here. Okay, and I will add a little bit of darker color. Just to give it a little bit of volume. Okay. And here we go. Our wild strawberries are ready.